And I need to find. Hey, everybody. I'm actually looking for what I wrote. That's crazy. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm like, I know I wrote something because I took my time. That's crazy. Hey, y'all. I need to find the sermon for today. And I can't. And that's what I get for having too many notebooks. Good evening. Y'all bear with me. I gotta find the right notebook. Now. That's crazy behavior. I just had it. I'm gonna have to go by memory. Got it. Okay. I was gonna have to do everything by memory. I got it, y'all. I got it. Okay. I want to start out in Exodus. Okay. I was panicking. I'm gonna be Exodus. Let's do Exodus 3. Hi everybody. I'm gonna try to give y'all this word real quick. Ooh, let's do Exodus 15, and there we go, 15:22. And I'm gonna read, and then I'm gonna give y'all what God gave me. Right? Are y'all ready? Sorry, I was a little bit discombobulated on everything that I had going on because we literally just got home. Okay, so in Exodus 15, I want to read 22 through 26. 15:22 through 26. It says, so Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea. Then they went out into the wilderness of Shur, and they went 3 days into the wilderness and found no water. Now when they came to Moriah, they could not drink from the waters of Moriah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Moriah. And the people complained against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? So he cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree. And when he cast it into the waters were made sweet. There he made a statute, an ordinance for them, and he tested them. I want to stop right there. That's not really where I want to be at, but that's where we're going to be at for right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what's that?
I'm on live, y'all.
Well,
I'm on live. Y'all. Everybody be quiet. I just gotta battle through it.
What is that?
Oh my gosh. It stinks so bad. It stinks so bad. I can't concentrate.
It's with that one and it's a Worcestershire sauce.
I gotta start over. It stinks so bad. Okay, I gotta start over. Okay. The title, let's do the whole revamp. Hold on. Whew. Cut the fan on, man. Hit the fan. Hit the fan.
Where's the fan?
Up there.
Oh.
Just hit something. Yeah, let it circulate.
Hey guys.
All right, we're going to start over. That must was the cue by God to start over. Because let me give y'all this how God gave it to me, because we need a do-over. The title of this... The title of this is called Desert Talk. The title of this is called Desert Talk. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, 2, maybe 3 days ago when God gave me this, I was laying down and the TV clicked onto like this wilderness channel or whatever, and instantly I began to write, and it was really dark when I began to write some of these things, right? So when it was dark in the room, God showed me 2 people in the Bible that were just amazing people. 1, Moses. 2, Jesus. And what did they both have in common? And so God began to tell me about deserts and the desert talks. How long was Jesus in the desert? How long was Moses in the desert? And what took them both there? Moses' anger took him there. The Holy Spirit led Jesus there. Either way, they both were in the desert. And when God gave me this, I just want to read it to you just how he gave it to me. It's 2 pages of nothing but him just talking to me. And then I'm going to give you the scriptural context behind this word, right? Okay, so it's called Desert Talk. And it says, see, there's a different kind of survival that you need in the desert. Moses and Jesus can tell you about surviving in the desert. Nothing around for miles as far as an eye can see. The hot days and the freezing nights with no water in sight. It's a difference from having, the resources that you can actually see, but you can't obtain. In the desert, there's no resources. It's just bleak and desolate. Then you have these things called mirages that you start seeing because it's not really there. How many of us know what a desert feels like? A desert season feels like. If you know what having no resources around for miles to see, hot days and cold nights and no one to talk to and just you and God for a moment. If you know what a desert feel like, throw your hand up in the chat. Where it's just you and God, no one else, and you don't even know the time limit that you're supposed to be there, but you're just there until God tells you to come out. And everybody leaves you. Everybody abandons you. The ones that say they're going to be there always turn their back on you. And you're just out there. I love when I hear, so we're out here. So we're out here. We're out here, God. This is where your faith is kicking in. Your faith is kicking in the desert. Those desert days. In the desert, you have this, you have to have a strong mental health, because it's a thing called a mirage again, where your mind starts to see things that isn't there. Your mind playing tricks on you. Seeing water in the desolate places, or hope in hopeless places. See, you have to be careful, because there are counterfeits, and the counterfeits seem so real, but they aren't. How many of you guys ever seen a mirage? How many of you guys ever had a mirage come into your life, or a counterfeit come into your life, or something that looks like, oh my gosh, it's so green and luxurious over here, and then when you get over there, it's dirt and desolate, and there's nothing out there. Your mind begins to play tricks on you, and you're out here, and you're like, God, okay, if you don't do it, then it can't happen. God, you got me out here. And now here comes that stanky devil coming up in there, trying to offer you all these things. What I love with Jesus is he knew how to handle that devil. What I need you to understand is today is December 1st. We have 31 days in this month. I need you to understand that the devil is going to try to play some tricks on you. He's going to try to tell you, if God really told you that you're going to get this blessings, then why you ain't had it yet? If God told you you're going to be married, then why you ain't got it yet? If God told you you're going to get the job, then why you ain't got it yet? The devil go come play on your mental. But I need you to handle that devil just how Jesus handled that devil. Jesus is the perfect example of how to handle the devil when he playing in your head. Because the devil loves to get in there. Did they really say that? They don't even like you for real, for real. Your family don't even rock with you. The devil love to come in there and say all these things to you. He loves to get in there. But I'm going to need you to handle that devil accordingly in this season. Jesus going to show y'all how to handle him. Moses, so God says God puts you in the desert when there is about to be a great change in your life. Moses was in the desert for 40 years. Cut that light on. Moses was in the desert for 40 years. Jesus was in the desert for 40 days. There's freedom after your desert. Survive. After Jesus came up out that desert, there was a persecution and all these things because he had to come set the captives free. After Moses came up out of that desert, he had to go set the Israelites free. When you come out of your desert season, there's a great change and a calling on your life and an anointing on your life that isn't just for you. It's not just predicated for you. It's for you to go set the captives free. It's for you to go set the captives free. You don't have a right to hold on to that anointing. You don't have a right to hold on to what God has did for you. God is saying that you need to go cut that light back on. You need to go set the captives free. You have to, it's something bigger than you. That's why it look like it's crazy. That's why it look like it's so big. Jermaine, move out my way. That's why it looks like it's so big. Because it's bigger than you. That's why the battles have been battling. Because it's bigger than you. If you can do it in your own strength, what do you need God for? If you can do it in your own strength, then what do you need God for? He says, that's why I put you out here in the desert, because I need you to know that you can't survive this desert without me. Ain't no water, ain't no food, ain't no help. It's only me and you this season. I took everybody away from you this season because I need to get your attention because it's bigger than you. And I need one-on-one time. In that desert, there's 3 people there. Let me put it like this. It's 3 people there. It's you who got led in there by God. It's that devil playing tricks on you. And it's God instructing you the whole way. It's God instructing you the whole way. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He's putting you in there because he knows that you can survive desert. So when you get out, you're going to have to lead a certain people. Moses had to go back, and Moses had to set the captives free. They had to come through the Red Sea and into the wilderness or the desert. And he knew how to talk desert to desert people. He knew how to talk desert talk. See, you had to go through that season of lack, of depression, of poverty, of addiction, of divorce, of firing, of eviction, because you're going back to do some talking. Because you don't look like what you've been through, and you survived it. And now you can speak the language of where God is sending you back. You might be getting ready to go back to the homeless shelters because now you have a place. And now you're about to talk that homeless talk. You might be about to be in a AA meeting and with some other people being a sponsor because you know how to talk the addiction talk. You know how to talk the talk because you've been there and you survived. And what greater way to become a teacher than have been a student first? You can teach better if you've been through it. So if you've been going through some things, understand that you are about to go back and talk that thing out. Class is about to be in session, and a lot of people are about to listen. The way I can preach is because I know how to talk desert talk, project talk, bando talk, hood talk, rats and roaches talk, broke talk. And I'm here to tell you that there's light at the end of the tunnel. That it won't always be like this. It won't always be like this. Come on, somebody. You talk differently when you come out of the desert. You have full control of your mind now. I love that when God told me that, because a lot of times our mind can be in there just doing the stanky leg, and they're just doing everything that it needs to do that it doesn't need to do. And it's telling us, did God tell you this? Are you worthy? Can you do this? And the mind will talk you out of your blessings. And the devil right there smiling, because he knew that you don't have that strong mentality in your head. But when you come out of that desert and God filled you up and you survived every attack that the enemy literally sent to kill, steal, and destroy you, and you came out roaring like the lion because it didn't defeat you, now you are forced to be reckoned with. The desert flex to me is God. The desert talk to me is God's flex. God put Jesus in the desert. God put Moses in the desert because God knew that they can survive the desert. God put you in that desert as a flex. Just like he told the devil, have you considered my servant Job? He said that because God already considered him. God already chose him. God already anointed and ordained him to survive the attacks of the enemy. So when God offered up Job, he knew that Job was going to do it. God was back there like, look at the muscles, because my dog ain't going to let me down. You can do everything but take his life. You can do everything but take his life. Take the wife, take the kids, take the job, take the house, take the wealth, take it all, because he won't curse me. And that is what God is doing to you. You're literally losing every single thing. You're literally losing every single thing. And God is sitting back like, and they're still praising me. And they're still worshiping me. They got tears in their eyes, and they got glory to glory to glory to God playing in the background. We're blessed in the city. We're blessed in the field. If he dresses the lilies, how much more? They got all the worship songs in there. No weapon formed against me. They got all the worship songs going. They say, devil, you can have it all, but you can't take my love for God. And God is laughing all the way to the bank. God is laughing all the way to the bank because you are his biggest flex. He knew that you were strong enough. That's why he chose you. That's why he chooses you. Come on, somebody. God knew that you can survive the desert. God placed you there because he knew you could survive. And he wanted to flex his muscles. And you are going to see the reward. Somebody about to see a reward. I want to go over to Joshua 5 and 6. It said, God made sure that all the men after, let me just go to Joshua real quick. I want to give you guys a couple scriptures and then I'm going to jump off because your girl been on 13-hour days and your girl tired. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry that I'm late tonight. So I want to do Joshua 5 and 6. It says, for the children of Israel walked for 40 years in the wilderness till they came. Let me go back. 5 and 6, Joshua. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness till all the people who were with them, who were men of war, who came out of Egypt, were consumed, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord swore that he would not show them the land of which the Lord had sworn to their fathers that he would give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. But now I want to go back to Joshua 1 because I'm going to talk in really detail to you guys. And I want you to get this. In Joshua 1, Moses had already survived his desert. Unfortunately, Moses didn't survive the Israelites' desert, and he didn't see them go into the promised land because he got so frustrated, because he did know how to do desert talk. But desert talk to slaves when he was never a slave is different. He didn't understand them, and he got frustrated with them. And he didn't know how to talk slave talk. See, Moses knew desert talk, but he didn't know slave talk. So he didn't understand why they couldn't worship God how he worshiped him. And when he went on the mountain, he was so perplexed as why did y'all make a false god? Not understanding that a slave who never saw God like Moses saw God needed to see a God. So he didn't understand slave talk. So he got frustrated with them and he struck that rock. And he couldn't make it into his promised land. But there was a slave in the desert who now knows slave talk and desert talk. Now God is talking to the slave and the former slave and now the desert survivor, and his name is Joshua. And God is coming to him because Joshua knows how to survive in the desert and Joshua knows how to survive as a slave. And Joshua is now a warrior for God. So now God is going in and God is talking to Joshua. And I love when God does this because I heard this word preached many times and it's always so forceful. But every time God directs me back to this passage, it's a father talking to his son with empathy, knowing that he's about to do something that has never been done. In fact, the person or the predecessor that was before him, he couldn't even do it. So to me, I feel like God is sitting right there and he's sitting Joshua down and he's talking to his son, giving him messages on life. And we all know the passage, but I'm just going to read it. In Joshua 1, it says, after Moses, the servant of the Lord, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise and go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I will give them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given you, as I said to Moses. From the wilderness and the Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river of Euphrates, and the land of the Hittites, and the great sea, towards the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so shall I be with you. I will not leave you, nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage. For to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give to them. Only be strong and be very courageous, that you may observe to do according to the law of which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it from your right hand or to the left. When I sit here and I read this, because if you drop down to 9, it says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. God is talking to him because he's about to do something that has never been done. Something that has been tried and tried and tried, but could not be done. It's a reason why. Let me put this Bible down for a second because I want to talk right to y'all. Because somebody need to hear this message. There's a reason why it falls on your shoulders. There's a reason why you are the generational curse breaker. There's a reason why. Because it had been tried before. You know that your grandparents and your great-grandparents, even your mother, your father, they wanted the best that they could do for you, but they didn't know how. So you can't blame someone for what they don't know. And at least they tried. They couldn't do what you can do. Now the ball is in your court. What are you going to do with it? God already knows. So it's not really a question. God is talking to you tonight, just like he is talking to Joshua. The people before you couldn't do it. They don't even know what generational wealth is or wealth transfer, poverty getting out is, getting off of housing, Section 8, food stamps, whatever it might be. They don't even know what it is to have a stable job or income or a 2-parent household. They don't know what it is to have any of these things. But you will. It's the reason why God is calling you. Somebody in this chat right now, somebody in these lives right now, God has been pulling on you and pulling on you. You know that God has a call on your life. It's not a question or not whether you're going to answer it. You know that you're going to answer it. So I say to you tonight, just as God told Moses, told Joshua, be strong and be courageous. Wherever you go, God's going to be there. Wherever you touch is going to be blessed, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. He will bless those who bless you. He will curse those who curse you. Only be strong and be courageous. You're coming up against people that don't understand what change is. They don't see the impossible dream. They have a relationship with God, but they don't have a relationship with God. Because you know what it is to be in the desert and survive. You know what it is to be a slave to something and come out with the shackles in your hand saying you could not contain me. You know what it is to break the curses in your family, even if it's one at a time, inch by inch. You know what it is to talk a different talk. God is calling you for greater things. Greater is in you. You don't know what it is. You might even just made a little LLC because you don't even know what to do with it. You don't even know how to make a tax credit with it. You don't know. But you know that it is something bigger inside of you. You're hearing all these people telling you, write the book, write this. You got so many things in your head, you don't know how to get it out. Oh, but you will. Because you survived some of the darkest days of your life. You survived some of the darkest days where people can't make it out of. I want you to sit down wherever you are. And I want you to envision God speaking to you right now. When I hear him talking to Joshua, it isn't a shout. It isn't just him commanding, be strong and be courageous. It's Joshua. Hey, Joshua, I know Moses is dead. Look at the people. Look at everybody that crossed over that Red Sea. You remember how I gave you guys manna? You remember how I supplied you guys with that? You remember how I gave you pigeons? You remember how we fought all these wars and won? You remember how I made water come out of that rock? You remember how I gave you a cloud by day to cover you and fire by night to warm you? You remember how I held you guys' hand? You remember how I walked you through that water? You remember, Joshua? You remember how Moses was up there with Aaron and you were down there fighting, and I said every time his hand goes down, you guys are going to lose, but every time his hand raises, you guys are going to win the war, and you were out on the battlefield and you were going to war, Joshua. You remember? Remember how I saved you? You're the leader now, Joshua. You're the leader. And now I need you to do something that is impossible. And I need you to sit here for a second, baby, because it's going to get really rocky. So I need you to be strong, Joshua. I need you to be courageous. I know you're going to face opposition. I know they're going to turn their back on you. I know they're going to betray you. I know they're going to backstab you and front stab you and side stab you. But Joshua, I need you to remember that I was there with you, and I am here now. Be strong, Joshua. Be courageous, Joshua. You're facing a mighty people. You're facing broken people who don't understand me. I need you to be my voice, Joshua, because they don't understand me. Because for over 400 years they were enslaved and I was silent, but I was silent because I was raising up someone to free them. So they're mad at me, Joshua, not you. And it's okay. You hear my voice. You understand me. You won't betray me. You won't lose me. You won't leave me. Lead my people, Joshua. Be strong. Be courageous. Be strong. Be very courageous. They're stubborn, but they love you and they need you. And the people are raising you up because they need you. Be strong and be courageous. I'm sending in the provision. Is my name not Jireh? Am I not your provider? Don't worry about the jobs. Don't worry about the houses. Don't worry about nothing, Joshua. I got you. If you work for me, I will provide for you all the days of your life. You will lack nothing, Joshua. Be strong and be courageous. Be strong and be courageous. And I can just hear his rebuttal. But God, because when you're listening to it and he's telling him 3 times, and then the last time he told him, he says, have I not commanded you? When I read, have I not commanded you? I feel like it was a rebuttal that Joshua did. Like, God, are you sure it's me? God, what are they going to say? God, how are they going to, have I not commanded you, Joshua? Have I not commanded you to be strong and be courageous? It's your time now, Joshua, and you can do it. You know that desert talk. You know that slave talk. Now go show them what a survivor looks like. Go show them what I can do. Go show them my glory, Joshua. Go show them that I will never leave you or forsake you. Go show them, Joshua. Be strong and be courageous. That's all I got. I don't like to add nothing to the word. I pray that this message was a blessing for you. And I pray that you understand. I know I talk in parables sometimes, but I pray that you understand that in this next season, in December, that is bigger than you. That's why God is giving it to you. Be strong and be courageous. I understand that you're going to fight some battles. Some people going to turn their back on you. Some people going to say that you this. Some people going to say that you that. What has God commanded you? To be strong and to be courageous. The provision is on the way. The help is on the way. The reward is on the way. Be strong and be very courageous. I love you all. Y'all have a good night. Your girl tired. I got to do another 13 hours tomorrow. I'm tired. I got to wrap it up. But I hope that this broke something down for you. Because when God gave it to me, I was like, whoa. Okay, God. Okay. I love you all. And y'all have a good night.